If you want to stay alive, then wash your hands. If you want to stay alive, then wash your hands. If you want to stay alive and you don't want to die, if you want to stay alive, then wash your hands. Well, welcome back, everyone. I hope you're all staying healthy and staying safe. I know it's going to be a crazy time already, and trust me, I'm already going insane with everything that's going on right now. Well, we've made it to April. We went through the entire March without really much March madness. By the way, look at that shirt. Yep. You need some March sadness. I know, it sucked. Trust me, I'm feeling the same way as you all are, and I'm definitely missing my sports. So I wanted to get something out there where I just kind of want to go and let's just review, like, honestly, a lot of the best players that we've seen so far, especially for those coming from mid-major teams. So I thought, why not start off with probably the best three-point shooter that we see in the NBA right now, Steph Curry. Now, we all know what Steph Curry has been able to do in the NBA so far in his career right now. I mean, we can make it a video on just how many three-point records he has and talk about those, and it's incredible. But let's go back and talk about what he was able to do in college. Now, to start off, he is the son of Del Curry, as I'm sure that you all know, who played a lot of his career for the Charlotte Hornets. Actually, Curry was born in Akron, Ohio. I'm surprised that didn't come up much when Curry was actually playing LeBron James and the Cavaliers during the however many years back-to-back that they were playing against each other. But Curry wanted to follow in his father's footsteps and become an NBA star somehow. And Curry actually took it to the extent where he actually wanted to play for Virginia Tech at first. But unfortunately, he did not choose Virginia Tech because Virginia Tech only offered him a walk-on position, mostly due to his size. So instead, he chose Davidson. Now, Davidson, man, that is not a good looking logo. I am sorry, my friends, and we could talk about that later. But Davidson was one of the only schools to really offer him some sort of scholarship to play for them. So Curry takes the offer and goes to Davidson. Now, Curry's first game for Davidson against East Michigan is not something to really brag about. He did put up 15 points, but did turn the ball over 13 times. That is a rough start to the season. Now, in his second game at Davidson, he did play against Michigan and scored 32 points and limited his turnovers to only 3. So he actually improved quite a bit within those first 2 games, getting all those jitters out that first game. He did also, however, had 9 rebounds against Michigan. I thought he was a short guy, but okay, 9 rebounds, good for you. And in the 34 games in his freshman year, Curry only had 1 game in which he scored less than 10 points, which was against Duke. By the way, his brother actually went to Duke. Fun fact. Now, in his freshman year, he actually averaged 21.5 points, only second to Kevin Durant, who actually became his future teammate, by the way. I'm sure a lot of you knew that. And he put up 40.8% from the three-point line. And Curry holds the freshman record for most three-pointers in a season at 122. With Curry's help, Davidson ends up winning the conference tournament and ended up as a 13 seed come March Madness, facing against number 4 seed Maryland, which unfortunately lost. Curry did end up putting up 30 points against Maryland, but did foul out of the game, so unfortunately their season came to an end his freshman year. Sophomore year, however, Davidson put up a really good schedule, facing off against number 1 at the time, North Carolina, number 7 at the time, Duke, and number 7 at the time, UCLA. Again, the ranking system just kind of moved around just as the season go on, so that's why UCLA and Duke just ended up being ranked 7 at the time. Against North Carolina, however, Curry put up 24 points despite going 2 for 12 from the three-point line. Holy jeez. Against Duke, Curry puts up 20 points, and against UCLA, he actually tied for 3rd fewest points for himself that season at 15. And I don't even think he actually got less than 10 that season. I think he actually went double digits perfect throughout the entire season. And again, with Curry's help, Davidson goes through the conference tournament, ends up winning their conference tournament and earning them the 10 seed in the March Madness. In their first game in March Madness, Davidson ends up beating number 7 seed Gonzaga University. Hold on. I need to change real quick. I need to get out of this. Nope. We're not going to deal with that. Nope. I'm a Northeastern fan. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Go Huskies. Let's talk about this game against Gonzaga. I know I'm going to get a lot of hate from you Gonzaga fans. Trust me, I don't want to talk about this either. But let's just get through this game so we can just move on, okay? Gonzaga was up by 11 points at half, and Curry had only scored 10 points so far. Then all of a sudden, the second half comes around, and Curry's just like, yep, I'm just going to score every shot that I take. And Curry was just like, yeah, I'm just going to score 30 points and I'm going to earn Davidson their first ever win in NCAA March Madness tournament since 1969. Nice, by the way. Curry ends up finishing the game with 40 points and going 8 for 10 from the 3-point line. Wow, I'm going to applaud you for that, even though I despise you at the moment. Then Davidson goes on to play number 2 Georgetown, where they also got a win. Curry was off to a very slow start in that game, only scoring 5 points in the first half. Even at one point, Davidson was actually down by 17 points against Georgetown, but then just rallied back like they did against Gonzaga and ended up winning the game by 4 points with the final score of 74-70. Curry again led the way and gained 30 points and 5 assists that game, as well as shooting 5 for 15 from the 3-point line. And then in the Sweet 16, they match up against 3 Wisconsin, where they ended up actually getting another win. Curry leading the way again, getting 33 points for his team. He goes 6 for 11 from the 3-point line and actually got 4 steals off of Wisconsin. And at the end of this game, he actually became the 4th player all time to score 30 or more points in his first 4 games of March Madness tournament. The season ultimately comes to a close, unfortunately, in the Elite Eight. What a wonderful Cinderella run, where they actually matched up against number 1 Kansas, where they only lost by 2 points with the final score of 59-57. Curry's stats in that game: 25 points, going 4 for 11 from the 3-point line. Wow. Finishes the season with a career high and actually a Davidson record of 162 3-point shots made. In his sophomore year, Curry puts up 25.9 points per game and averaged 43.9% from the 3-point line. Wow, does this number keep growing higher and higher. Curry did opt to stay for his junior year, for his one final year, as we know. In this year, I think he wanted to really focus more on his passing abilities, his leadership skills, so not necessarily much of his 3-point shots, but definitely wanted to focus more on passing the ball, how to control it more as a point guard, which ended up kind of being his position in the NBA. In his junior year, we see Curry score 44 points twice, which is a career high, once against Oklahoma and North Carolina State. We also see a career high of 13 assists, which he got against Winthrop. And we also saw the first time ever we see Curry put up 0 points and missed a game. Curry put up 0 points that season against Maryland and actually only took 3 shots because Maryland took advantage of his small size and double-teamed him pretty much the entire game. And that was really their game plan the entire game, was just to double-team Curry anytime he got the ball, because honestly, if you let that guy shoot, he's going to make it. Curry did, unfortunately, that season on Valentine's Day, of course, any other day, roll his ankle against Furman, which meant that he had to miss his first ever NCAA college game against Citadel. By the way, the next game after that he comes back to, Butler puts up 20 points. And also about halfway that season in January, we see Curry put up his 2,000th career point in college basketball against Sanford. Wow, the numbers just keep rolling and rolling for Curry in terms of these career highs and milestones that we see come this junior year. When it came to the conference tournament that year, actually, unfortunately, we see Davidson lose their one and only game to the College of Charleston. Curry did put up 20 points, but that gave him a 59-52 loss. And unfortunately, they did miss the March Madness tournament that year and had to settle for the NIT tournament. In the NIT tournament, they ended up getting a 6 seed, winning their first game against South Carolina, but then unfortunately losing to St. Mary's College. Man, I'm really glad I took off that Gonzaga stuff right now. And then in his junior year, he finishes off the season with 28.6 points, actually decreased a little bit in his 3-point shooting at 38.7% 3-point shooting. Okay. And improved his assists to 5.6 assists per game. So he set out for what he wanted to accomplish and got it. Curry opted to not come back to Davidson for his final senior year and opted for the NBA draft, where he was picked 7th overall for the Golden State Warriors and just took off with however many milestones he has so far in his career. But let's talk about what his NCAA records were and his Davidson records that he still holds. Curry in 2009 was the scoring leader for college basketball. He holds the single season 3-point scoring record at 162 that we talked about, and leads all freshman three-point scoring at 122 that he got in 2007. At Davidson, he holds the all-time point scoring record at 2,635 points. Holds the record for most 3 points made, obviously, at 414. Most 30-point games at 30. And most 40-point games at 6. And then he goes on to the NBA and just goes off with multiple championships and multiple scoring records, either for the fastest or the most currently. And it's incredible to see where he can keep going. Fortunately, he had to get surgery this season, so we could not see what else he could have accomplished. But Curry, these are amazing records that you have at Davidson and in college basketball. So that's going to be it for this one. I'm going to try to start a whole series off of this. I have some names that I want to talk about and I've already written up about, and I want to know from you guys, who do you guys think has been one of the best mid-major player in all of college basketball in terms of, and I want to narrow it to just kind of recently, but if there's someone way back in like the 50s or 60s that you want to talk about, let's talk about him, because I want to know from you guys. In the meantime, please everyone, stay safe, stay healthy, and please just wash your hands.